So I had to delete Instagram off my phone, and I was like, bro, I'm going to delete this. I deleted mine.
Rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. My rock. The Most High is my rock. In the name of Messiah, the Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. My rock. The Most High is my rock. Yeah. The Most High is my rock. I keep my Bible on top. The Most High is my rock. No time for cupcake and the cutting. Hit the streets and start cutting. The Israelites are bubbling. The Israelites are coming. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You can keep the stuffing. It's pagan, disdain, it's vain, it's nothing. The European Union about to hit the button. And I feel sorry for you if you think the Lord is bluffing. That's why I hit the booth and I tell the truth. Are you fishing with the truth? Homie, where's your fruit? If the Most High is your rock, don't treat him like a side piece. Come in this truth plan and treat you like a side piece. He's the God of mercy and wrath. So do you want to fly or do you keep the...
All right, thank you for joining us for another class here at ISBHPK. We're here out of Norfolk, Virginia. As you see, we're definitely not at the school, but we still have class going. We're going to be having class. We've switched it back up to the original schedule. We have Houston doing Monday, Wednesday. They have Friday as well, and then the Sabbath day, which is Saturday. We're going to be running class Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. All right, so definitely share the word. Same time, 7 p.m. until 9 p.m.
For the right location, but we'll update that.
Right, yeah, the location, but we're not there now. But if you're in the area, please hit us up.
Yeah, the location switches every hour, so make sure y'all.
Right.
We can be in
Transcending.
Afghanistan in one moment.
Right.
We can be in Abu Dhabi in the next moment.
Hey.
You know, in the Philippines. Nah, not the Philippines. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Philippines. Every time you say Philippines, you think of
What, Pacquiao?
Go ahead. I'm just messing.
So oh man, hang on. So Houston's gonna be live. Even though they have class, or they're not gonna be online, they will be having class in Houston. So if you're in the area, hit them up. All right. As you know, we're still in Feast of Unleavened Bread, so we still have a couple more days with this feast. No leaven. If you need a list to help you out, hit us up. We'll definitely send that to you. We got a couple more days. It's going to end on the 12th, the sundown, April the 12th on sundown, which is going to be actually Sunday. All right, so keep that feast going. It's beautiful that we're actually able to, celebrate it, being at home, relaxing. If you're, I know a lot of people may be working, but not working the same hours, so you're able to actually, meditate more into the scriptures and actually enjoy this feast day. All right, we have Feast of Pentecost that's coming up as well on May the 26th, 2020. May the 26th, which is going to be a Monday. So we have Feast of Pentecost. So mark that on your calendar, and we'll have the other feast that's going to be coming up as well later on. Other ways to watch us, we have Mashaba. We say it every class, but he's on there every Tuesday and Thursday on Blog Talk Radio, blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba, and that is MASHAHBA. We have our own channel, ISBHPK. We ask that you like, share, and subscribe. Send it to your friends, your families. Get the word out there. We almost have about 4 different channels when it comes to our school. We have this channel, which is Virginia. We have the Houston channel as well that's been established for many years. We also have a 5 minutes of wisdom. Again, 5 minutes of wisdom. This is a perfect channel that you can send to your parents, your friends, where they get a lot of wisdom in 5 minutes.
That little segment is for a lot of new people that you don't want to bombard yet. You want to give them a little taste. You send them the 5 minutes of wisdom. Then when you want to move to the next level, you can go ahead and send them the ISBHPK, the news. When you want to step it up after that, you can go ahead and send them the cable show. Now, if they're really full-fledged and dedicated, you can go ahead and send them class.
Mm.
You know, so it's 5 minutes to 30 minutes to an hour, and then of course class is 2 hours. So we're trying to basically facilitate everybody that, you know, whatever mind state that is out there. So, you know, 5 minutes is geared, as you see, it's geared towards hitting a lot of small topics quick. And if y'all got any questions on that or any comments, or put them in there. You know, put them in the chat of the 5 minutes of wisdom, the news. We're gonna start doing that again too, the news one, and then also the cable show. We still got some shows we're editing. We're gonna be putting them out quick.
Yep. And again, like, share, and subscribe. We're trying to get this channel up to 1,000 subscriptions so that we can get this channel going live. All right. If you have any questions outside of class, you can hit up the priest. We have Priest Kazaki. His number is going to be on there, as well as Priest Kwataza. His number's there as well. And we ask if you want to support still. Again, you know, one thing is that even though jobs aren't rolling, they're still asking for rent. You know, so they're still asking for rent out here in Virginia. You know, and we ask again if brothers and sisters, you know, can help out with that, sending alms. Greatly appreciated. We have a business as well that you can support there, sweetambiance.com, where we have all your needs on there. So we have a website. You know, check that out. Anything from your fragrance to your bathroom essentials, bath bombs, deodorants. We have a lot. Lip gloss, or not lip gloss, but chapstick. You know, so you know we're upgrading. So check us out on that, sweetambiance.com. But again, if anybody wants to give alms, you know, again, to keep the building moving and grooving, we greatly appreciate it. And with that, we will open up with questions.
Yep.
So if anybody has any questions, we'll wait for people to log on. Go ahead and answer some questions. If not, we will go into tonight's class.
Yeah, we started out with questions. Also, tomorrow, Shabbat class will be out of the original channel. It's going to be out. It's going to be out of Houston. Yeah, we got to bring it down. She's saying it's sounds too loud. So, Aria, bring it down. The mic, bring it down.
Volume?
Yeah. No, not the volume. Bring it down. Bring it. It's too far away, so it sounds like we're far away. Yeah.
So that's the bottom?
No. Just the bottom one. Yeah. And then just slide down. See right there. Let's see if we can.
Right there?
No, so all the way down, and let's bring it all the way down, and let's try to bring it a little closer to us. Maybe that'll help out. Don't worry about that. Just. There you go. And tighten it, and then bring it a little bit closer.
It's in this shot now.
It's in the shot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, pull it back a little bit. So what you do,
A little more.
loosen it from
There
there.
you go.
Mm-hmm.
Loosen it from there. Now, you see that piece right there?
Mm-hmm. This one that I'm holding.
Yeah, but under it. A little.
Okay. This right
No,
here.
not that one. Yeah, that one. That one's fine. The one you just had.
Okay.
That one. I'll loosen that and just put it right there on the table for right now. We'll do it like that until we get a better piece right there. So yeah, we're gonna be doing class out of Sabbath. Morning class is gonna come to you on our other channel. So y'all make sure y'all keep that in mind. It's gonna be on our other channel. You're doing it the wrong way, bro. No. Yeah.
Okay.
Just put it right there. Right. So right. If y'all got any questions, now's the time. We're trying to give y'all a few seconds. We're trying to give y'all a few seconds before we get this rolling. If y'all got any topics y'all want us to hit, go ahead and feel free to shoot it to us. We have a lot. We'll touch on any topics y'all want to hit on. All right. So check on there real quick. Is anybody on?
It's like 20 people.
No, I'm saying is any of us logged in? Check real quick. See if anybody. Real quick here. All right, if nobody got any questions, we're gonna go into this topic. So, y'all know the deal. Nothing?
I'm not seeing anything.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so the class today is titled "Some Preach Envy and Strife." You know, and this is a big thing, definitely in Israel. You know, in teaching the word in general, because the scriptures let us know that there is two different types of dynamics how somebody can come. You know, and this is something that you want to actually ask yourself and see if, you know, what are my intentions? What are my intentions when I'm in this word? When the Most High gave me this word, what's my intentions in dealing with it? How am I going to teach my people? Am I going to teach them out of sincerity? Or am I going to teach them out of, as we go into a contention, strife? You know, we want to puff ourselves up. How am I being seen giving this word? And we're going to open it up with Philippians chapter 1 and verse 15.
Yeah, very, 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 very good topic, good point, because there's a lot of new brothers and sisters that want to, they want to be an asset, a help. They want to be a benefit. You want to do great things in the truth, you know, but what method are they learning it, and how they, how to present it, how to give it, and what mind state they're going to come in doing that. So these are the questions we want y'all to ask yourself as we go over this topic. Like, you know, there's a few brothers that I talk to, and, you know, they have a zeal. They got a zeal, but how they going about to do it might not be the correct way. And, you know, I remind them, I say, well, your zeal is there, but I ask them the question, don't you want to do it the correct way? Right? Do you want to do it the learned way, or do you want to do it being belligerent? You got to start out with cutting down your elders online, and that's what we're gonna get into. But that's where a lot of this notoriety from a lot of new school cats came in.
Right.
Like, their notoriety didn't come up from teaching the knowledge. That's all great for YouTube. That's all great if you want to be a YouTube star or you want to be a Facebook star, right? Creating notoriety that way. But let's think about it. Is that going to fly with the Most High?
Oh, no.
No, will not.
Like, if you want to get views,
Yeah.
like on YouTube, and become somebody,
Right.
just create a channel. And I'm going to use this word because I got to at this time. Shit on all your elders. You know what I mean?
Right.
Talk about how you don't, this brother, that brother, and then anoint yourself. You'll be there. You'd be all the way up there.
Mm-hmm.
As far as you want to be.
Right. And that's what this topic is about. Like, how you're going about to preach this word, to teach this knowledge.
Great.
Yeah. Where we at?
Where we at? Philippians chapter 1 and verse 15. And then there's a question.
Philippians chapter 1 verse 15.
Hold on a second. Before we got a question?
Yeah, this one.
What we got?
Old Testament, New Testament, Old and New Covenant. It says, Miss Danny, Old and New Covenant, Matthew chapter 5, verse 17 through 20, Galatians 3 and 24. Christ did away with the old covenant.
Is that a statement? Is that a question? Pose your whatever you're trying to say as a question or a statement so we can understand. Because we don't understand that. What are you trying to ask? Repeat it. Sometimes it get lost in translation through text. So repeat that one more time. All right. We'll wait. Let's wait. Let's wait to see if Miss Danny is going to hit us back real quick. Give her a few seconds. Give
She
her.
said it was a question.
Right. So, but what's okay? Christ did away with the old covenant. Okay. Now, because I'm not, the way you're formulating your question, I don't really get it, but I'm going to assume you're saying that, let's go to Matthew 5 verse 17. Let's go there first. We know that. And then go to Galatians 3 verse 24. Christ did away with the old, did Christ do away with the old covenant, right? That's what the question is. So let's go there.
Matthew chapter 5 verse 17.
Go ahead.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law
Uh-huh.
or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Right?
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
So we know we use this scripture in our sleep to re-edify a lot of the Christians that say that the laws of the Most High are done away with, right?
Come.
Okay, we eat, sleep, drink this scripture. Why? Because Christianity said laws are done away with, so they void out Matthew 5:17 when it's plainly telling us that Christ didn't do away with the laws. Okay? So he didn't do away with the laws. Okay, go ahead.
Till all be fulfilled.
To all be fulfilled. They like to say, well, when he died and resurrected, all was fulfilled. No, all is fulfilled is what the law, the scripture says all was fulfilled, which was the covenant, the law will be written in our inward parts. That's the only time when the law is going to be engrafted within us to where we no longer have to sit and read it. All right, we know that because it tells you that in the scriptures. Okay, to verse 20. Go ahead.
Verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
So we still have to be striving and understanding, like it tells you in Romans 7, that the law was good, the law is righteous, the law is holy, and that the law is the knowledge of sin. So this is what YAHAWASHI, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ, this is what he's saying. Go ahead.
But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
Right. So he's making it plain that we got to teach the laws. We got to teach the laws. We got to teach the commandments. Go ahead.
Verse 20. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees.
Because the scribes and Pharisees had the law, but what YAHAWASHI was going to bring, it was going to bring us past he was going to bring us past the letter. So they had the laws, they had the commandments, they knew thou shalt nots, but we had to go past that. So we had to exceed that. Exceeding that should lead us into the spirit. It wasn't that it was done away with, it was that you had to take the law with you, but you had to move in the spirit of the law also. We know that because when you go through Romans, all the way from 3 all the way through, you find out that the law was there for a reason, a purpose, and it can't be done away with. right?
Yeah, she made a statement. A lot of Israelites are saying we don't have to keep Passover.
They're not Israelites. See, everybody, you guys got to understand about agents, about the simple. Everybody that got a beard that just gets a YouTube and says they're Hebrew Israelite, that don't make them a Hebrew Israelite. A Hebrew Israelite is one that comes back to the knowledge of who they are and come back to the acknowledgement of the scriptures. So any and everybody don't have a voice. I'm sorry. I know you guys do that, but I don't give them any credence. I don't even give these niggas a whisper of. I don't like it when people jump on that with me. Like, yeah, but this brother said who? Who is this brother? Where he from? How long he been in the knowledge? Who did he learn from? So I'm sorry I get a little antsy when we come to that, because what we're understanding is it's like movies. Like these guys are just dressing up like us and then creating their own theme. They're not Hebrew Israelites. Anybody can do that. The white man can send agents and FBI's and they create some fictitious doctrine, and everybody's like, well, they're Israelites. They're not Israelites.
Wolves in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, these cats are obviously they don't know what the hell they're talking about. So I'm sorry I had to say it that way, but it needs to be said because the simple believeth every word. A wise man looketh well to his going. I know some of y'all are learning these things and you get into all the social media and jumping from video to video, but that's gonna get you mixed up in a lot of stuff. So you gotta, I'm gonna say the millionth time, you gotta get a school, stick with that school, learn. All right, because the jumping around is just gonna have Joe Donut Head saying one thing, Joe Simple saying another, and then it's like, well, what's his name said, like, what's his name? Who is he? Start asking these guys how long they've been in the truth. Then ask them, if they say they've been in the truth a long time, well, did you stick to what you was taught? A lot of these cats, they leave the truth and go do what they want to do. It's like this. If I came in the truth, right? Mm-hmm. And I sat with y'all taught me.
Right.
And I've been and I stayed, I'm sitting there and I'm listening to what y'all saying, right? You're telling me don't smoke weed, right? Mm-hmm. But in my heart, I want to smoke weed. I want to get lit. Or I am getting lit on the low. Mm-hmm. So I sit here with you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, mm-hmm. and then come back and be like, you know what? Nah, man, these brothers, man, I ain't hearing that. Then I leave and say, you know what? What I teach, I want to teach that the herb the priest was burning, the incense was marijuana.
That's what they was meditating on.
That's what they. So I'm just trying to show y'all what we've had to deal with over the years. That don't work.
No.
That don't work. It don't work, and it's not the scripture. So y'all got to be mindful of that. So no Hebrew Israelites past 9 years ago ever taught that. They never taught that. Now, new generation that are coming up saying anything the hell they want to say and engrafting Christianity, engrafting smoking weed, engrafting whatever the hell they want to because it's a fad to them. Yes, those people have, but not no real Hebrews. So, where are we at?
Oh, you were at finishing up Matthew chapter 5.
So what was her statement again, her last one?
The statement is a lot of Israelites are saying we don't have to keep Passover.
Yeah, they're idiots. The law, you just read it, sister. The scripture said it itself that the law is not done away with. Did Christ keep the Passover? Right? These are simple things that you got to see that when that comes out of cat's mouth, you got to see, okay, they might not know what the hell they're talking about. Christ kept the Passover. So the laws, when he left, they kept the Passover still. You see? So yeah, you keep the Passover. You keep
the laws, the covenants, the contracts. You keep all these things. He just said it. You just read it yourself. So let's go to Galatians 3 real quick.
Galatians chapter 3 and verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
Galatians chapter 3 verse 24.
Uh-huh.
Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Christ.
Right. So the law was going to bring us to a certain point. That point was YAHAWASHI. Why? Because we didn't get to understand the law through ourselves. We didn't. When Moses gave us the law, we didn't understand it. We weren't spiritual minded. We were not locked in like we were supposed to be. So what happened is that we were constantly breaking the laws. So that was for no reason. I mean, we couldn't do nothing. We were sinning all the time. There was no growth in the spirit. So Christ had to come because we broke that contract. So yes, the law was our schoolmaster to bring us to Christ. But when Christ came, see, this is why you got to read the scriptures. The law was our schoolmaster to bring us to Christ, right?
Right.
But what did Christ say? The law's not done away with. Right? Or did? Okay. Hold on. Just read Matthew 5:17 because y'all looked at, I know, maybe y'all didn't understand what I was asking. Go back to Matthew 5:17.
Matthew chapter 5 and verse 17.
Read where you're at.
Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Christ.
So what did Christ say?
Think not that I have come to destroy the
So
law.
if the law was our schoolmaster to bring us to Christ, Christ said what?
Think not that I have come to destroy the law.
Okay, A, B, C is done, right?
Right.
He brought us to the schoolmaster. The schoolmaster said what? You know what? The law's not done away with.
Right.
So we can't. That's not what Paul is saying, and we're going to see that. Go ahead.
That we might be justified by faith.
That we might be justified by faith. Correct. Because the law, there was nobody that could be justified through the law because we broke the law.
Right.
Right? We didn't keep the contract to the level that was needed. So Christ had to come back and say, you know what? Dang. Let me die for them. Let me give myself for them. And let me show them how to walk in the spirit. But did that mean the law was done away with? No. How do we know the law wasn't done away with? How do we know Paul's not saying that? What do we got?
Romans chapter 3 and verse 31.
Okay, let's go there. Romans 3:31. So you got to be able to, when going into Romans, Corinthians, Galatians, we got to read his entirety. You can't pick parts of it and don't know what you're talking about. You can pick parts of it because that's how the Bible is broken up. But when you pick a part and you go to a Galatians, you got to understand what he was saying in Romans or in Corinthians. If not, you're going to misunderstand what he meant by what he was saying in Galatians. Okay. So to get real understanding of what Paul was saying, we got to go through Paul's letters, Paul's writings. All right, so read that, Romans 3:31.
Romans chapter 3 verse 31. Do we then make void the law through faith?
Right, because he said, go back to Galatians, where you left off, read it one more time.
In Galatians.
Yep, 3:24.
Go to Galatians 3:24.
Galatians chapter 3 and verse 24.
Go ahead.
Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster.
The law was the schoolmaster. Go ahead.
To bring us unto Christ.
It was going to bring us to Christ because we didn't understand the law. So YAHAWASHI had to teach us really the understanding of the law. And we'll get to that. Go ahead.
That we might be justified by faith.
That we might be justified by faith, right?
Right.
Because the law couldn't justify us because we messed that up, right? We didn't know how to use the law, okay? So it was going to bring us to faith. Now, what did Paul come back and say? Because that's him in Galatians. What did he say in Romans? Read 3:31.
Do we then make void the law?
So Christ brought us the law of faith, right?
Okay.
But what?
Do we then make void the law?
But because we got faith, do we what?
Make void the law.
Go ahead.
God forbid.
So you see how the Bible just is telling you, it's talking to you. All you have to do is read it. And the problem is a lot of brothers don't read all the information first before they speak. Okay. That's why it says learn before thou speak. I said this the other day. You got a lot of people that know certain things, but we got to know the Bible in its entirety to be able to speak on it before we do, or else you're going to leave something out like the Christians. The Christians, they believe God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. John 3:16. They believe that. But there's so many scriptures they left out, therefore they err not understanding the Bible. So this is what's going on with a lot of brothers or whoever the hell is coming up with that. The scriptures tell you the law's still here. What?
Oh no, I thought you was going.
Right. So go from there. Where you at?
Romans 6 and 15.
Romans 6 verse 15. Romans 6 and 15. Go to Romans. I think it's 6 and 15, right?
Okay.
Romans chapter 6 verse 15.
Go
What
ahead.
then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid. Verse 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants?
Right. So now we understand that you can't use the grace card. So faith and grace, we are still supposed to use the law. We still are supposed to teach the law. Right?
Okay.
Just think about this. When you go through the apostles after Christ died, did the apostles not celebrate the Passover?
They did.
They did. Did they not celebrate Pentecost?
God.
One of the greatest moments was in Acts 2 when Pentecost, when the Holy Spirit came on them, right?
God.
It says they all were celebrating the Pentecost.
God.
You go through the Gospels, they were celebrating the Passover. You go through Acts, they were celebrating the High Holy Days. So it just shows you they err not knowing the scriptures. We were still supposed to keep the laws, but understanding that we couldn't be justified by them. Meaning that, yes, I kept the 10 Commandments, but somewhere along the way, I was going to break one of the laws. And in that, the scripture says if you break one, you break them all. Meaning that wasn't going to be our justification. We were going to be justified through faith, through believing, because you tried to keep it, right? You try to keep the laws. You try to keep the commandments as best as possible. So when you stand before the Most High, He's going to be able to look at you in the face and say, you know what? You fell short, but my grace is sufficient for you because you tried, right? So we understand that the law can never be done away with. It's everlasting. Watch. Let's go to
Romans 7 and 12.
before we go there, let's go to Timothy's real quick. Go to Timothy's 1 and 9. Go to 1 Timothy's 1 and you're going to read verse 7. 1 Timothy's 1 and 7.
1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7. Desiring to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say.
Right. Desiring to be teachers of the law. Neither understanding what?
Neither what they say, nor whereof they affirm.
Right. Y'all see that? They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what what the scriptures say about the law. Because if they did, they wouldn't say that. If they looked through the scriptures, they would see we kept the laws. We strove for perfection. Right? We tried to do the will of the Most High righteously. And that was through knowing what was sin. The law is the knowledge of sin. So we needed to keep these laws and commandments. But we kept them now with a whole new mind, spiritual, wise, and understanding why we were doing these things. Right? Not like the first covenant. The first covenant was you did it robotically. Yep. You did it not really understanding the spiritual inside of it. And therefore you fell short because your heart wasn't inclined to understand these things spiritually. So now we celebrate the Passover, but we celebrate it with the spirit because we understand that the lamb is YAHAWASHI. So as we sit and eat that lamb, we're not just thinking like a lamb saved us. We're thinking about YAHAWASHI. Right. We're thinking about how the Most High Yahawashi laid down his life for us. We're thinking about understanding that we are now the sacrifice.
Yeah, we're that sweet savor.
We're that sweet savor. So this happened through Yahawashi and the Spirit coming to us and revealing to us how we were supposed to keep these things in the law, right? So where are we at?
1 Timothy chapter 1, verse
7. Go ahead.
desiring to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say nor whereof they affirm.
Right. So a lot of these cats don't know what the hell they're talking about. They don't know what they say. They don't know what they affirm. Watch, read.
But we know that the law is good.
The law is what?
That the law is good.
But this is way after Christ. Is Christ divided? God forbid. So what are you talking about? Paul came and said the same thing Yahawashi was saying. The law's not done away with. You can't say you got grace and the law is done away with. You can't say you got faith and the law is done away with. They don't know what they're talking about. Read.
If a man use it lawfully.
If a man use it what?
Lawfully.
The law is good if you use it lawfully.
Right.
You use it the right way. Right? Using it in your life, in your mind, in your spirit, you using the law. We use the law daily.
Because when you apply the law, that's what gives you life. That's what gives you longevity in living.
Because if you apply the law, you're applying the spirit.
Right.
See, and this is things they don't understand. Go ahead.
Knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man.
Wait a minute. Why? Why is the law not made for a righteous man?
It's in his mind.
He's already doing it.
It's in his actions.
I don't got to tell you don't be a faggot because that's against your nature.
Right.
Right? I don't got to tell you, listen, bro, don't eat pork because you like, man, I didn't eat. I don't mess with that.
Yep, I knew
So, but who is the law for? See, now that we got the law, right? We're understanding more the spirituality of the law.
Right.
Our battle's not with fringes. Our battle's not with shaving your beard and cutting your top lip.
more deeper.
You know, being a homo, that's not your battle. So I don't have to remind you, hey, where's your fringes?
Right.
Oh, where's your beard? You know what I mean? Hey, man, that's a pork sandwich.
Right.
I don't have to remind the ones in the law, performing the law, keeping the law, being righteous about that. But why is the law needed? Go ahead.
But for the lawless and disobedient.
But for the what?
The lawless and disobedient.
So it's ignorant to say that the law's done away with. We don't have to keep the laws. Of course we do.
Yeah, that's why whenever you deal with Deuteronomy and they say we're gonna be called a byword, because we didn't keep the laws. That's why they call us shadow monkeys. We don't have no type of standard.
Right.
And that's when you go back into again Deuteronomy.
Right.
When it said the statutes and judgments that we keep is gonna be the wisdom in the sights of the nations.
Yeah. Just think about it. When 4th of July comes up, do I see you outside popping firecrackers?
No, sir.
No, because you know that, wait a minute, that's not my custom.
Right.
But how would you know? How did you start to know that wasn't your custom? By the law. Somebody told you, hey, you gotta let that beard grow, bro. Right. You know what I mean? Hey, you gotta stop shaving your eyebrows. You know what I mean? Hey, you gotta start
you gotta stop eating that food.
Yeah, you gotta stop eating that food. Bro, where's your fringes at? Okay. When you were lawless, you needed the law.
Oh, definitely. Listen, you can't sleep with your neighbor's wife, bro. You can't slide through the window.
You need the law of adultery. You need the law of adultery to be able to know. Damn, I didn't know that was wrong. Right. First of all, you didn't think that was his wife because she didn't have a ring.
Right.
But then you went into the law, and the law said what?
When a man sleep with a woman,
right?
That's his wife.
That's his wife, right? So now you're rethinking everything. Like, dang. But imagine if we didn't say none of that. Imagine if we didn't give you the law.
Then you would be lawless and disobedient.
You would be lawless and wicked.
Yeah.
So you need the law.
Yeah.
Watch. Go ahead.
For the ungodly and for sinners, for unholy.
It says for the ungodly, for what?
For sinners.
Wait a minute. But we don't need the law. You see how they don't know what they're talking about? They don't know the Bible.
1 John 3 and 4.
Yeah, great. 1 John 3 and 4. Gotcha. For what? Read it one more time.
For the ungodly and for sinners.
For the ungodly and sinners. So the law is needed. They don't know how to keep the feast, what feast to keep, what things to do, how to dress, how to act, how to walk, talk. That's all in the law. And you got moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws. Man, our people need that.
Oh yeah.
Tripping.
Especially moral law.
Yeah.
Rather than got moral, civil dealing with each other.
Yeah.
Our people are ready to call the police on your mother.
Yeah.
On your cousin.
These niggas want to have us in the kingdom smoking weed.
Yep.
You know, lighting blunts. Our women walking around with pants. The men walking around with tights. Right?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you don't got no law.
Yeah, I seen one cat. He dude had a full-grown beard with heels on. I said, "Look at this, you abomination! Full-grown beard with makeup and heels on, man."
Brothers and sisters,
That's true.
that's like us saying, you know what? We don't need no laws, no red lights, no tickets,
Right.
no fines. If you go steal, that's on you. This is a lawless society. This comes from ignorant cats, man, that don't understand the entirety of the scriptures.
Yep.
It comes from a lot of brothers that won't sit down and learn before they open up their mouth. Yes, we got grace. Nobody's gonna stone you when you broke those laws. Nobody's stoning you now. But that doesn't mean you don't supposed to keep them. You don't supposed to perfect them and get better in them. This is what brings us to the Most High and perfection.
Oh.
Right. So read where you're at.
This is
Hold that. You gotta get right to it.
Go
1
ahead.
John chapter 3 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law.
Right.
For sin is the transgression
For
of the law.
sin is the transgression of the law. So we need the law. Where are you at again?
1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
Knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man,
Right. The law is not made for a righteous man. Go ahead.
but for the lawless.
There you go. You're not going to know what sin is unless you give it to the lawless people, right?
Right.
What was that? 1 John what?
1 John chapter 3 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
But for the lawless and disobedient,
And what? Watch. I like this scripture. This is why I started pulling this
This is high.
when this topic, because watch, read.
for the ungodly,
Wait a minute. The what?
the ungodly,
Where is that in the law? That's all through the law. Like, this nigga's just ungodly.
Yep.
Give him the commandments.
Need help.
He's a brute beast. She's a beast. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
and for sinners,
Go ahead.
for unholy,
We're
and for,
unpure. There's a lot of people that just they're like their motives, like we were talking about before we jump back on questions, but their motives are wicked. They don't have a pure outlook. They always want to look at everything negative, right? They always think negative. Go ahead.
and profane,
And profane. Go ahead.
for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers.
That's why you need the law. So we got to widen our mind state and understand when you say you don't need the law, then you're saying you can commit adultery.
Yep.
You can do whatever you want. Oh, but that's just the 10 Commandments. That's the laws. It's either yes or no. Which one is it? You can't pick and choose.
Right.
You can't say, well, it's just the 10 Commandments. That's laws.
And you know, when you think about it, it's like the Bible was supposed to lead us to righteousness into the kingdom, and everybody knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you want to take away the laws from the Bible, but why don't you take away laws, like you said, at your job? Every place has laws.
Right.
And no matter
Rules.
where you go to, you can't go into
Regulations.
Walmart. You can't go into Walmart butt naked.
Right.
You can't walk in there like that. You can't go in there with no shirt on or no shirt with your shirt off. Please, sir, can you put on your shirt due to regulations and policy here? Come on, man. What's going on is that they want to obviously do what they want to do.
Yeah, and that's what it is they want to move away the laws so they can be belligerent, beasts, brutes, animals, out of order, right? Go ahead, read on.
For manslayers,
For manslayers, go ahead.
for whoremongers,
Do you see that? For whoremongers, go ahead.
for them that defile themselves with mankind,
Right, faggots, lesbians. Go ahead,
for men stealers,
read.
for liars,
For what?
for liars,
That's in the law.
Oh, yeah.
Men stealers and liars.
Ooh, I like that. Men stealers.
Yeah.
You out here kidnapping, because that's Trump just made a statement about that, about this, just the kidnapping rate of kids, pedophilia. Come on, man. People really think that's cool. You got pimps out here stealing women and putting them on the street corners.
Yep.
And they're of the nation of Israel. That's sad. And they think that's cool. But obviously, according to the law, that's against the law, homie.
And when you read Galatians chapter 6 and verse 9, it's the same characteristics that show that won't get you into heaven.
Right.
These are the same characteristics. So that's why you need the law. If you're trying to make it to the kingdom, everybody wants to go to the kingdom. You need the law.
Right.
You need to get shown what's correct in the Most High's eyes.
Right. Exactly. And you need the law to do that.
Right. Because if you look at it, I was just thinking about the prayer. As it is, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Right.
So he wants the same order that's in heaven on earth.
And we're not going to have that order unless we have laws,
Right. Regulations.
right? Regulations and rules.
Right.
Right. Now, we know a lot of y'all new older brothers already know this, but we got a lot of new people subscribing to the channel, getting in, and so we got to answer these questions in their entirety. Go ahead, read on.
For perjured persons,
For a perjured person, which is liars, right? They lying on people. Go ahead.
and if there be any other thing,
And if there be what?
any other thing
Go ahead.
that is contrary to sound doctrine,
Right.
according to the glorious gospel of the blessed God, which was committed to my trust, I think.
Right. So now we understand that the law is still there. Go to Romans
7 and 12.
Go to Romans 7 verse 12. So this is one of my favorite topics.
God. Because
This is one of my favorite
our
topics.
people need help.
Yeah.
You're out here looking sick, man.
Yeah.
Domestic violence done went up, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because you don't know how to deal with your wife, with your kids.
Yep.
But the Bible shows you how to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. This law thing that shouldn't even be a conversation. It is, but when you put Hebrew Israelites up, no, there's no Hebrew Israelites that believe that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Every Hebrew Israelite you probably can go to right now is going to say, yeah, we got to keep the laws.
Yep.
It's this, what started a week ago, like somebody just newly sprung up saying some new craziness a week ago. Like, come on now. We got to give everybody credence when they open up their mouth. You say you know a wise man and a fool by what they say, what comes out of their mouth.
God.
I already know, and I hear that out of his mouth. I'm okay. Yep, he's a fool.
Especially a lot of these cats be by themselves, man.
Yeah,
You ain't got nothing else to do.
yeah, and nobody told him that's not right, bro. You tripping, right? So read that. Where we at?
Romans chapter 7 verse 12.
Uh-huh.
Wherefore the law is holy.
The law is what?
Is holy.
The law is what?
Is holy.
Read.
And the commandment holy.
Read.
And just.
And what?
And just.
Read.
And good.
Right. So the law is holy, just, and good. There's no way the law is ever going to be done away with.
Come on.
Jump down to verse 7.
Come. Romans chapter 7 verse 7.
Uh-huh.
What shall we say then? Is the law sin?
Right, because that's what a lot of people think, that the law brought forth condemnation.
Yeah, like I'm under bondage.
And why it brought forth condemnation was because we didn't know how to use the law.
Come.
So YAHAWASHI had to deliver us from that part, but he didn't deliver us from the godliness, the pureness, the holiness of the law. Go ahead.
God forbid.
Uh-huh.
Nay, I have not known sin but by the law.
There you go. I have not known what is sin unless that Hebrew Israelite brother told me, man, eating that shrimp, pork, crab, lobster is wrong.
Yep.
Right? You were given the law
Come.
out of the Torah. Go ahead.
For I had not known lust
Uh-huh.
except the law had said,
Go ahead.
thou shalt not covet.
Right. You would not know what lust is. You can't desire every woman and want every woman on the earth. You can't desire and want every man on the earth. Right? You didn't know what inordinate lusts and desires were when it came to food or women or cars or house, right? It's like that. Your lust is motivating you, right? Go ahead.
But sin, taking occasion by the commandment,
Right. See, and this is why the law had to be given, and it always will be given. Jump to verse 14. We've been over this chapter many times. I'm jumping through the chapter. You can read it through because it correlates with your point, and it's going to be able to edify everything about the law from 7 all the way down. So, and even the 8th chapter, all the way to the 11th chapter. So, but jump to verse 14. Go ahead.
14. For we know that the law is spiritual.
The law is what?
The law is spiritual.
And that's the problem, is that a lot of people don't understand that the law is spiritual.
Yep.
The law was spiritual from the beginning. But what happened? Go ahead.
But I am carnal, sold under sin.
And that's the problem, that our people are too carnal minded. They're motivated by the flesh. That's why they don't want no rules. It's like your kid telling you, you know what, why I gotta have rules? Why I gotta clean up my room? Why I gotta clean dishes? Why I gotta throw out the trash? Why I gotta sweep that up? It's like, because or else it's gonna be out of order. So this is what we have to understand. The law is never gonna be done away with. Go to Romans. I want to get in the New Testament first. It's Romans 11. If I can. Romans 11. And where is that at? The one where he quotes Jeremiah. In our inward heart.
I got that with
I want it in Romans. Romans first, and then we'll go to Jeremiah first. Or after. Real quick. Romans.
I don't see.
It's in Romans. I thought it was in Romans 11. I want to get it here first just to show him, or excuse me, just to show her what was quoted and that it wasn't done away with. So y'all, I went over this class many a times. If you subscribe to our other channel, okay, the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge, the main channel, go there. I went over the law many of times on there. So we got full classes on that. And you're going to get a lot of what we're going over right now anyway.
11-27.
Yeah. No, that's not it. Y'all found it? So let me find this one. Go to the one in Jeremiah first real quick. I'm going to show y'all something. The law is not done away with. Go to Jeremiah 31. I'm going to show y'all something. And maybe it's in Hebrews. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it might be. Maybe it's in Hebrews. I'm sorry. It's probably in Hebrews. But let's go to the one in Jeremiah first. Go to Jeremiah 31.
Yeah, it's Hebrews 8:10.
Yeah. Wrong. Yeah. Kind of. Go to Jeremiah 31.
Which chapter?
Jeremiah 31, and you're going to read Jeremiah 31 and 31 on down. And then we're going to go to Hebrews 8.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 31.
I got to remember to go to my Bible.
Behold, the days come, saith the Lord,
Uh-huh.
that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel.
Right. So people say, well, yeah, that new covenant. Most High is making a new covenant. He did. He made a new covenant. You go through Hebrews, we're going to find out there was a new covenant made. It was made through YAHAWASHI. Go ahead.
And with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand.
See, right there, brother, right there. See, it's not like the old covenant. Slow down, bruh. Slow down. What was added in this new covenant, right?
Okay.
It's like you get that new contract with T-Mobile. Is it going to say, oh, by the way, you don't got to pay anything?
Ooh.
Hell no. It's going to add that. Add everything. It's going to make sure it added all the things that's needed to be added in this new cell phone. You know, you get that new cell phone, that upgrade.
Right.
Oh, they got to just add the same thing. We're just going to move these words right over here, but we're going to add a little something different, right? Well, YAHAWASHI brought the difference, which was the spirit, right? We're going to see. Go ahead, read on.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break.
We broke that covenant. We broke that contract because we didn't keep to the laws. Most High punished us, put us in captivity and slavery. We always defied. We sacrificed to other gods, other nations. We didn't learn the spirit of the law. Go ahead.
Although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord, but this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days,
Read.
saith the Lord,
Right.
I will put my law in their inward parts.
Well, but the law is done away with. Y'all got to see the law is never, ever going to be done away with. It's just going to be changed. Watch. Read on. Oh, we're going to read the whole thing. Go ahead.
And write it in their hearts.
You're going to do what?
Write it in their hearts.
It's going to be written in our hearts. That's the new contract. We've already began the new contract. In the end of that contract, this will be fulfilled. We're learning the spiritual writings in our heart now. But when you get twinkled, when YAHAWASHI and the Most High says, okay, let me end what was already begun, the fulfilling of my law in you. This is what's going to happen. Go ahead.
And will be their God.
Right?
And they shall be my people.
Go ahead.
And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor.
See, this is the beginning of it. Because right now we have to sit down and we have to do what?
Teach every.
We have to teach the lawless.
Yeah.
We have to teach the ungodly. We have to teach the fornicators, the murderers, the idolaters, the fibbers, the liars, all of them guys. Right?
Come.
Well, that's how we were taught.
Come.
This is the law, right? But in that day, we're not going to sit there and teach you no more. Why? Because the law is going to be in you. You're going to be a duplicate of the Son of God, walking around knowing second nature, first nature. What? The law is in you. It's not even going to be a thought. That's why YAHAWASHI was without any sin, because the law was in him. He was the walking Torah. He was the walking spirit.
Come.
What?
Oh, I think this. I don't know if this was the verse.
Just hold on. Just ride with me on this. We're going to go to Hebrews after that. Go ahead.
And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor,
Uh-huh.
and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me.
They shall all know me. But what's going to be included in that new contract? The law. The law. I'm going to show y'all why. Go ahead.
From the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord, for I will forgive their iniquity,
Uh-huh.
and I will remember their sin no more.
Right. Now, once again, YAHAWASHI brought that new contract, signed that, the New Testament. He made it. We are falling in line with that. The conclusion of that will be the law will be in our inward parts. We're not there yet. We're getting there. The ones that are spiritual and learning this the right way. The ones that are keeping it just like the old, meaning that, oh, I got my beard, so I'm righteous. That ain't it. You got your beard, you got your fringes, but how's your soul? How's your spirit? Are you putting off the old man and the old ways? All right, when we talk about this, this is a common theme. I don't know how many times you tuned into us, but we always talk about that. It's like after a while, it's like, okay, yeah, y'all are saying the same thing, which is needed.
Right.
But if you listen to us, that's all we deal with.
Come.
Is the old man, the new man, coming, the workings of the inner man. So, go to Hebrews. Now, why am I going to Hebrews? Because this scripture is reiterated there by Paul to make a point that the law is not done away with. It's never going to be done away with. It's going to be in us. Where's Hebrews what?
8 and 16. Or I'm sorry.
8 and 6.
8 and 10. I'm sorry. Hebrews chapter 8
8
and 10.
6.
Hebrews chapter 8,
Verse 6.
verse 6.
Go ahead.
But now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry,
Go ahead.
by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant.
Right. So Christ, he's the mediator, the middleman to a better contract. Go ahead.
Which was established upon better promises.
Uh-huh.
For if that first covenant had been faultless,
Uh-huh.
then should no place have been sought for the second.
Now, for y'all that tuned into Shabbat class, we went over this. So Yahweh is reiterating that now let me ask y'all, why did the first contract have fault? Who knows? Quick. Anybody? Because Israel didn't keep the law.
Con.
Yeah.
They broke it. It's not that YAHAWASHI or the contract was at fault. It was that the people didn't understand how to receive that. So they didn't keep the contract. We didn't keep the contract. We didn't do it. Our forefathers. Go ahead.
For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord.
So listen to this. I want y'all to listen to how this is worded. Because then you're going to be like, whoa, that's cold. You're going to really understand what he says. Read that part again.
For finding fault with them,
Go ahead.
he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord.
Go ahead.
When I will make...
Where did he say?
Oh, Jeremiah 31.
Jeremiah 31. So Paul is quoting what was written in Jeremiah to show us what needed to be done. How long after YAHAWASHI did this? How far after Jeremiah?
Con.
Yeah.
Right? The Babylonian Empire, all the way to 3 BC, YAHAWASHI was born. All the way to to was it Roman Empire?
Con. Wrong.
227 BC. You're talking about, he's quoting Jeremiah. This was not fulfilled till YAHAWASHI came on the scene. Check this out. Go ahead.
When I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
So, if you said Jeremiah was wrong, oh, that was in the past. No, it wasn't fulfilled till YAHAWASHI came. He made the new covenant, the new contract. Paul is reiterating it. Go ahead.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt.
Go ahead.
Because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not,
Right.
saith the Lord.
Go ahead.
For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days,
Go ahead.
saith the Lord.
Read.
I will put my laws into their mind.
Wait a minute. But the law's done away with.
Right.
So you can't say Jeremiah was a lie, because let the word of God be true. You can't say Paul, what he was quoting, was a lie, because he keeps reiterating to you the law is still going to be there.
Con.
Read.
I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their heart.
Read.
And I will be to them a God.
Right.
And they shall be to me a people. And they shall teach, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness and their sins, and their iniquities will I remember no more.
Yeah, you see that? So, there you go. The law's never going to be done away with. Now, you guys want me to put the dagger in? Huh? You want me to rip them from the gut to the throat?
Yeah.
Why?
That's called gutting. It's called gutting.
Okay. So, we get that. The law's not done away with. Paul established it all through his writings, right?
Now, this time period, I just wanted to add, because I added it up. You said from the Babylonians to the Romans, right?
Right.
That's 359 years.
359 years.
Yeah.
And that's still, what he quoted, finally, was the beginning.
The beginning.
The beginning of that new contract.
359
Until
years.
the mediator came and had to die, show us a better way, show us how to be spiritual. That didn't come to YAHAWASHI came. And he reiterated that scripture to remind us, this is what he promised 350 years ago.
Yep.
Right? YAHAWASHI was the beginning of that promise. The end ain't even there yet, because we still not walking around with the laws in our inward parts. We're still having to sit down and do what? Teach. So that's the end of the matter. The end of the matter is the law will be in us. Now check this out. Go to Isaiah 2. Let's go to my favorite. You find it? It's in like Zechariah. Micah says he will call them up to the feast, and if they don't come.
Con.
Right.
Yes, I see
Go there.
Isaiah 2 and
Go to Isaiah 2. So check this out. I'm gonna show y'all, and this is for the sister. This is to, so you can have no doubts that in the future, what we're gonna be doing from now to the future, the law is never gonna be done away with. Read Isaiah 2 verse 2. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 2 verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain.
Right. So the mountain represents a kingdom. So the kingdom of Christ is going to be established and above all the other kingdoms. Right? The kingdom of Christ, the kingdom of Israel. Go ahead.
And shall be exalted above the hills.
Right. It's going to be exalted above all these baby kingdoms. Go ahead.
And all nations shall flow unto it.
And all nations are going to come to the mountain of the Lord. Why? Because we're going to sit around and celebrate the 4th of July. Thanksgiving. 14 to 16.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, I said, I gotta. Go ahead.
Verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And many people shall go and say,
Uh-huh.
Come ye,
Read.
and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord,
And do what?
to the house of God to the house of the God of Jacob,
Uh-huh.
and he will teach us his ways.
He will teach us his what?
And he will teach us of his ways.
But I thought the law was done away with. We don't need that.
He will teach us of his ways.
There you go. We're gonna be we're gonna know the ways. They're going to know our ways. Go ahead.
And we will walk in his paths.
Uh-huh.
For out of Zion shall go forth the law.
Wait a minute. So in the new kingdom, the reason why the law had to be written in our inward parts is because we're going to be teaching the world the laws. Are y'all getting this? Yeah. And there's going to be a new Passover. I'll show y'all that in the Bible. It's going to be a new Passover. We got to go back to Jeremiah. It said, you shall no longer be said you were brought out of the land of Egypt, but out of the land of the north. Ooh. It's going to be, the new Passover is going to be us being brought out of America. We're going to celebrate that. And they going to learn that. Watch, read on.
For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Right. You see that? Out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Check this out. Go to Zechariah 14:16. Zechariah 14:16. Just on this. Now, if you want to get a little, if they want to word play with you, right? Well, the law is not the high holy days, which that don't make no sense because the epitome of the law, like when you go back and as we read on the Sabbath reading, when he started out, what did he start out with pertaining to the laws? The holy convocations. Mm-hmm. He said he started out with the holy convocations, then he went into all the other stuff. So go ahead, read where we're at.
Zechariah chapter 14 verse 16.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations.
Right, now this is the end of the world, Zechariah 14 and read 14 so we can establish the scene. Let's establish the scene here.
Zechariah.
What's going down? Go ahead.
Zechariah chapter 14 verse 14.
Go ahead.
And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem. And the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together. Gold and silver and apparel in great abundance.
Right.
And so shall be the plague of the horse, of the mule, of the camel, and of the ass, and of all the beasts that shall be in these tents.
Right. So I should have read up a little more. Read verse 12. Because if we want to establish the scene, let's read that. Verse 12. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
So in days, this is the last time that all nations will stand before YAHAWASHI and try to get buck and pop smoke with YAHAWASHI. They're going to try to destroy YAHAWASHI. This is in Zechariah. This is in Isaiah. This is in Revelations 19. Right? This is in 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter. right? It says YAHAWASHI was going to stand on the mount, and all nations shall turn and try to fight YAHAWASHI, try to fight Christ. So, this is what he's saying. This is the end. All right, go ahead.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes.
We get that. Last days, final destruction. This is what's going to happen. Now, as you move up in time after that, go ahead.
And their tongues.
No, jump to verse 16.
Oh, God.
We get it. They're going to be destroyed. They lose, right? 16.
Verse 16. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations.
So all these other nations, Isaiah 2, right? Remember Isaiah 2 in your mind. Go ahead.
Which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year.
They're going to do what?
Go up from year to year.
Go ahead.
To worship the King.
They're going to come to Jerusalem. Now, they might not get in the city. We might have a city outside because we know nothing defiled is going to come into Jerusalem. Right? So we might have something where it's set up outside the gates.
Right, we might have our righteous FEMA camps, man.
Right? Go ahead.
And they shall go. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts.
Read.
And to keep the feast of tabernacles.
And shall do what?
Keep the feast of tabernacles.
These cats going to be following the high holy days.
Right, come.
They're going to be following our high holy days. They're not going to be following the year of the snake.
Right.
The year of the monkey.
Come.
4th of July.
Yep.
They're not going to be following that. They're going to be following our days in the scriptures. They're going to be submitting. Isaiah 2, the law shall go forth from Zion. No more pork. You ain't eating no more damn bats on the low.
Right.
No more baby soup. Right?
Soup, yep.
No more fetus soup. None of that. Right?
God.
Go ahead, read.
Verse 17. And it shall be that whoso will not come up.
And if you don't come up to worship the Feast of Tabernacles, go ahead.
Of all the families of the earth.
Every nation on the earth will do this.
Come.
Go ahead.
Unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain.
There's not going to be what?
No rain.
We're going to send an angel over there to shut down all the rain.
Right.
Because one person didn't come up to Jerusalem.
You better pay homage.
We're going to send one angel. We don't got to send 10. We don't got to send 10. We're going to send one angel. And he could be the smallest angel too. Right. He's going to go over there and shut down the rain.
Shut down the whole unit, boy.
You don't get your crops don't grow. There's no food until that one person come up and worship and serve the Feast of Tabernacles. These nations are going to, that's the outcome. The nations are going to follow the law, statutes, commandments. You don't got to get twisted over it. The point is, brothers and sisters, you get caught up into all the nations believing in the Bible, believing in the scriptures. They're going to believe. What the hell's your problem?
Right. You better get right.
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about? The nations are going to believe. The problem is that you need to believe first. You need to do the work first. It's supposed to be us giving the laws, not no damn heathens telling us what to be doing in the laws of the Most High.
Right.
And that's not going to happen. So don't worry about that. The Most High is raising up the elect. So go ahead, read on.
Verse 18.
So that's it. So.
1 John 2 and 4. You got another?
1 John 2 and 4?
Oh, yeah, just to.
Okay, where we at?
1 John chapter 2 and verse 4. Just to, obviously, after all these scriptures done came out, because you know how they try to say that, we're a lie, we don't keep the commandments. Oh, no, that we're lying to keep the commandments. I think you made a statement.
Okay, go ahead.
But obviously, this is something that you just drop on them because they don't know what they're talking about. So read where you at.
1 John chapter 2 verse 4.
Go ahead.
He that saith, I know him.
Yeah, because a lot of people say that. Yeah, I know the Bible. I know Christ, but I can eat whatever I want to. Yeah. Okay, well, obviously not according to the Bible. After all these scriptures we done gave you, what's the conclusion? Read.
And keepeth not his commandments.
And keepeth not his commandments. Read.
Is a liar.
Because they are. Stop it. Stop this. The Bible's going to cut. How many scriptures we got to go to?
Yeah.
If you don't keep the commandments, you say that you know the Most High. You love him. You love Christ. Ooh, I love baby Jesus. And you say that you don't keep his commandments. The Bible says you're a what?
A liar.
Read.
and the truth is not in him.
Because it's not.
Yeah.
And that's why you had to give it to him.
Yeah, so there's sis, keep tuning in. You gotta, and what do we got? Do we got any other questions? Cause I might as well do it. We had 3 more questions. Okay, cause I was gonna do an onslaught. I was gonna do a nuclear thermal destruction, and jump over to Esdras 7, 9. Jump over to Proverbs. Jump over. You know what I mean?
They're small though. There's nothing crazy.
What small questions? What's that?
That was a statement. There's one question by a brother. He said, "Does God pick your wife, or can you pick a wife?"
We went over this question the other day. Check this out. Go to Proverbs. Man's going. Then go to the foot to step. I got it. Then go to the good line. Go to Proverbs real quick. You got it?
24. Yep.
Okay, go to Proverbs 20, verse 24. Proverbs 20, 24. We got some gunners in here. We got some sword bearers in here, y'all. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24.
Go ahead.
Man's goings are of the Lord.
So, does the Most High pick your wife? Read it again.
Man's goings are of the Lord.
So, we went over this the other day. How are man's goings are of the Lord? How are they of the Lord? No, you're shaking your head. But how are they of the Lord? Yes.
Oh, when you're keeping His commandments, you operating in that right spirit and that right mind.
You're operating in the right spirit and the right mind. What's guiding you?
The law.
The law, the spirit. The spirit is guiding you when you're in the right mind. So, give me the footsteps. So that's Proverbs 20, 24, right? So, and like I said, we went over this the other day. Proverbs 20, 24, right? Huh? 20, 24. Go to Psalms 37. 23. This is going to show you that you have the choice to pick or the right way in the spirit, or you can make the wrong choice and choose according to the flesh. Remember, we make our choices. The way the Most High picks your wife. Remember, Yahweh don't come down and come out of the sky and say, Zion, behold thy wife. Right? It don't work like that. It don't work like that. So the Most High guides your steps. But how does He guide your step? Through wisdom. Through following the laws and commandments and the knowledge to make right choices based on the knowledge. Should it be based on my throb for lust? No. That's why we've made wrong decisions. Right? Should it be based on the outward appearance? No. Should it be based on she's exactly what I like? Usually you wrong. So read that Psalm 37, 24.
Psalms chapter 37, verse 23.
23, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord.
So you make the decision. Either you can make it in the spirit of the Lord, or you can make it in the spirit of lust. Ride. Your lust will hold you up. Right? You can do that, or you can be in the spirit. So the Most High gave you the knowledge on how to choose a right woman. Right? So read that part again.
The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord.
They're ordered by the Lord because you're going to follow in the path of the Lord. So we went over this the other day because a lot of brothers think that Proverbs 24, 24 is the Most High is going to do everything for me. Most High gave you the power to think, to use wisdom, and to apply the Holy Spirit. You can reject that or not. So what does he tell us to do? Go read 24. Go ahead.
Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down.
Because this man is guided in the Spirit. So what does the Spirit tell us about getting a woman? Go to Ecclesiasticus
26 and verse 20.
Ecclesiasticus 26 verse 20.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 verse 20.
Go ahead.
When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession.
Right. When you got a what?
Fruitful possession. Through all the field.
Go ahead.
Sow it with thine own seed.
Go ahead.
Trusting in the goodness of thy stock.
So
thy race which thou leavest shall be magnified.
Where we at? Ecclesiastes what?
26 and verse 20.
26.
Well, 21 now.
19.
Hold on. Yes. You're going to start at verse 19.
Okay. Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 verse 19.
Go ahead.
My son, keep the flower of thine age sound.
Right.
And give not thy strength to strangers.
And give not thy strength to any woman. Right? Nowadays, back in the days, it was a stranger was obviously anybody outside the nation of Israel. Nowadays, all of it's strange.
Strange.
And a lot of cats is just looking for some strange. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 20. When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession.
But you're supposed to be looking and seeing if this woman is a fruitful possession.
Right.
Meaning that as you being the man having the seed, if I would have laid my seed into this ground, will it flourish? Now I know you guys are thinking about, you're thinking about the male sperm when I say seed, and that is one analogy. But I'm talking about the seed of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. If I lay my seed in this woman's mind, is it going to flourish and blossom and grow? Right? Because what I need is Ecclesiasticus, jump over real quick, REI 25 and 1. Hold where you're at, pause that, flip that, read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
In three things I was beautified.
Go ahead.
And stood up beautiful before both the Most High and men.
Go ahead.
The unity of brethren.
Go ahead.
The love of neighbors.
Read.
A man and a wife that agree together.
So, a fruitful possession, you're going to ask, man, is this woman going to be in agreements with me?
Right.
We know every relationship begins with agreement.
Amos 3 and 3. Okay.
Can two walk together lest they be agreed? A kingdom divided against itself cannot stand.
Con.
Where are you at?
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 and verse 1.
So y'all get that, right?
Con.
So a fruitful possession, the first thing you need to take into account is seeing, man, is this woman going to even agree with me?
Sure.
When I lay my seed into this ground, does that ground, is it able to eat up my seed, or is it dry? Is it fruitless? So I'm looking and saying, man, if I put this wisdom in her mind, is she going to accept it? Oh, wait a minute, she's a devil worshiper? Damn, I should have asked that on the first date. Wait a minute, she's bisexual? I should have asked that on the first date. Mm-hmm. Right when I got her phone number. Oh, she believes in the rocks and sage and and
wands,
yogi stones and
the Ouija boards.
Like she got a Ouija board in her. I was Joan of Arc in my past life. Like
got her altar set up. She got her altar set up.
Right.
You know.
you should know that when you first get with this woman. So you got to understand what it is your seed is going to be able to lay in this woman's mind. And instead of the physical seed, nowadays you're thinking spiritual.
Right.
Are we in agreement? Does she believe in the Most High? Brothers can say this all they want. Yeah, we know we give you wisdom to wait and deal with women and hold off and don't jump into the sack right away. But you still got to be able to damn talk with the woman.
Okay.
And understand where her head is before you get with this woman. So jump back to where you were. Read on.
Sow it with thine own seed.
Where you at again?
Oh, Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 20.
Go ahead.
When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field, sow it with thine own seed.
Then, at that time, you will sow it with your seed. You give her this wisdom, you give her this knowledge, you give her this understanding. Go ahead.
Trusting in the goodness of thy stock.
Right. Now, we know this scripture is talking about literal stock, seed, lineage.
Okay.
But remember when we were just talking about the law and about being spiritual? If we don't add the spirit on top of this first, then what's going to happen is you're like, oh, yeah, she's good seed, Doc. She's good seed. Look how good that is. Lord.
God.
That ain't making her a good seed because she got a dunk on her.
Right.
Well, with that, Ecclesiasticus 25 and 21.
Go ahead, read it, Doc.
All right. It says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure.
Right, which usually, I sound like the 5 minutes with, which usually is our first problem, right?
Oh, come on.
You stumble at her beauty, you stumble at her booty, and
all that junk.
you get lost.
Yeah, look at that TT like
You in a daze,
God.
right?
God.
So read on.
Verse 21. So that race which thou leavest shall be magnified.
Yeah, you got to think about it, man. You're bringing your seed, man. Do you want another monkey in the world?
Yep.
Do you want another separated household? Do you want another disgruntled, garbage woman that's getting child support from you? Yep. You already got 3 of those.
Come on.
Damn, you can't come in the truth and make the same mistakes. So you choose it, but the Spirit of the Lord is supposed to be guiding that with wisdom and understanding. Y'all got to stop thinking like Yahweh's coming down and doing it. We got to understand when we say, you know what, man, I'm going to pray on it. The most, you can pray on it. But prayer is still, wisdom has got to come into your mind and flow out of this to show you how to make correct moves. You can pray it on all you want. Niggas been praying, they praying right out there. Every time they light one up. Every time they smoke weed. Every time they make a rap demonic song. Every time they get an award. You know what? I like to thank the Lord. I like to pray for this. So what? The prayer gotta be led by the Spirit. The Spirit is the Word. The Word should be guiding us in our actions. And that's what's going to keep us from making the wrong decision. Finish that out. Go ahead.
Having the confidence of their good descent.
Right. You got to be able to look at this woman and say to yourself, if I lay with this woman, am I confident that she is not going to switch on me and try to teach my kids Christmas? Let me look and see how she reacts to family. Who has power over her in her life? Oh, she's independent, but is she too independent? Is she so independent where she's on, I don't need a man? Oh, wait a minute, her mama's controlling her. Well, if her mama's controlling her, what is her mom teaching her? What values? Like, you got to know these things. Because, man, the most worst thing to do is lay with this woman. Y'all together 1 year. You in love 1 year. The next year, she got a baby. And she's asking for child support. And she's disgruntled and demonic on top of that. That's the hood.
That is.
Welcome to the hood.
That is continuous.
That's called hood logic. Hood logic. Why? Because you saw a body. You saw a pretty face. You saw a slim waist. Right? Or slim thick. I don't know. Whatever it is.
Slim thick.
Right? Stop. Just stop. Now go ahead.
Verse 22.
Uh-huh.
And harlots shall be accounted as spittle.
Right, but then next thing you know, you didn't check that, and now you got to what?
Baby mama.
Read it again.
And harlots shall be accounted as spittle.
Because you didn't check and make sure she was good possession, a good land to lay your seed in. So now you got what?
And
Spit. Spit, Ock.
You mad?
You mad. You angry.
Yeah.
Why?
She got me, man.
Yeah, and then she's dangling that baby over your head,
Yep.
talking about what you not gonna do and what you gonna do and what I'm gonna teach him and that, and next you know, he's doing a transgender reveal in 20 years.
Dang.
Oh, I've been on it. I've been on these niggas, man. This is what these cats go on there sick.
Sad, man.
This
Tyrone.
nigga will go. He goes and shows his baby pictures.
Yep.
Her baby pictures from when she was a girl all the way till she transitioned.
To Steve.
That would be your kid. You niggas better wake up. You better stop brother, strap up. You know what I mean? Take a rubber band. Strap that boy up. Don't be laying with these women. Nowadays, bro, your kid will be learning damn everything.
Yep.
Should be learning damn everything. What?
Ecclesiasticus 47 and 19 and 20.
Go ahead. Ecclesiasticus 40. You read it, huh?
Okay. Ecclesiasticus chapter 47 verse 19 and verse 20.
Go ahead.
Thou didst bow thy loins unto a woman.
Uh-huh.
By the body thou was brought into subjection.
Right. So slow it down. We're here. We're here. Let's read it one more time.
My bad.
Let's be in the
Let
moment.
me get off.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Thou didst bow thy loins
Uh-huh.
unto the woman.
Right. And this is the problem that a lot of us, I mean, I'll raise my hand. I've made mistakes in the past. I mean, we're men. You know what I mean? Even in the truth. You know, but I'll let you know like this. If I had brothers that was a little more conscious of these scriptures, I wouldn't have made those mistakes. Because all I needed somebody was to tell me I was a newbie. You know what I mean? You know, like you. We're able to tell you, be like, bruh,
Don't do that.
look out for these. Right. So now you're able to decipher, be picky, right? And make the right choice. That way your baby is not doing a transgender reveal in 20 years. You know what I mean? So but the problem is we bow the loins, meaning our loins control us, right? Go ahead.
And by the body thou wast brought into subjection.
Yeah, by her body and your body, you brought into subjection to this woman, right? So you got to be careful. This is a whole nother topic. I don't want to go too deep. Go ahead.
Verse 20.
Uh-huh.
Thou didst stain thy honor.
Right, and you stain your honor because that baby, that boy, that woman child now was supposed to be your lineage, your peoples, your line, the next heir to the priesthood. And what is he doing now? What is she doing now? So jump back. Come on. Go ahead.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
It says, and pollute thy seed.
Right, and pollute your seed. Very good point. So you don't want that polluted seed. This is why you got to watch what strange women you're dealing with. So going back to your question, the Spirit is guiding you through wisdom. You know what I mean? Not through some dumb nigga telling you, well, it don't say you have to wait a year. Like, no, dummy, it doesn't say that. We had somebody tell us that. He's like, 1 week he got a woman, next week he got a baby, next week they divorced, next week he got another woman. I'm like, how the hell? I was like, because brothers, all they want to do is bow their loins. They're controlled by the carnal. And it's at the cost of a child. It's at the cost of a baby. And now these babies are out there going through this damn confusion and madness because you still want to walk with ignorance. But like I said, we can go at this one all day, all night too. But
I gotta finish this.
Oh, finish that?
Yeah. I'm going to read it from the top.
Uh-huh.
Thou didst stain thy honor and pollute thy seed.
Read.
So that thou broughtest wrath upon thy children.
Yeah. What are they? Niggas. monkeys,
Street
wetbags,
Right.
Another
right?
statistic.
Drug dealers,
Yeah.
gold teeth wearing,
Liquid dime selling.
Skinny jeans sagging.
right? Skinny jeans sagging, right?
Dress
Dope
wearing.
dealers,
Yeah.
right?
Blunt smokers.
Blunts, like you got to see what happened to us when we left the commandments and laws of the Most High. So you got to use wisdom, man. You got to use wisdom. You got to know who you're dealing with. Now, if you get tripped, if she come in, because you get that too.
That was a question, actually.
You get that too, brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? It's happened. You see her online. She got her robes. Every video is her. I was reading today in Psalms, right? You know what I mean? The background is flowing in Hebrew.
Right.
You know what I mean? The angels are calling out. It's like, damn. You go back on her Facebook and everything is pure and right. You're like, damn, this is right.
Facts.
And she's single. Ding. Why?
Yeah.
Why is she single? So you hit her up. Yes, shalom, sister. You know, I was admiring you, right? In the spirit of the Lord, right?
Harps
And I'm a Hebrew Israelite and blah, 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 right? And you move too quick. You jump in the sack too quick. And next thing you know, down the road, those demons start coming out because she didn't really know what it meant to be a Hebrew Israelite. Same thing with the men. So our add to the word, to the law is don't do anything rashly. Don't make decisions rashly, because all of ourselves know about rash decisions. Well, some of us. Some brothers don't even got any kids out there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
jump back. Let's finish that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 23.
Uh-huh.
A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man.
There you go. So what happens when you make the wrong decisions? When you're motivated by your lusts, the Most High gives you what you like.
When you thought to have it as your friend,
Yeah.
turned on you.
Go ahead.
But a godly woman is given to him that feared the Lord.
So once again, answering your question, what I'm saying in the spirit is you're going to choose it. In the spirit of the Lord, he's going to guide you by the laws, the word, to make the right decision, not by fake, what is it? When you meet somebody, you have the
Facade, you got
infatuation.
Yeah, infatuation.
Not by some false infatuation.
Your emotions, and you let your emotions control you.
Yeah, you let that
that's that puppy
that
love.
desire,
Got a high.
you let that high, and there's a high, and that's all good too. We're just saying that don't let that be your destruction. All right. So hopefully that answers your question, brother. What else? What else we got?
We got two on Facebook.
What do we got on Facebook?
How should a woman teach according to the scriptures?
How should a woman teach? Okay, you got to be a little more specific with that question. Teach who? Teach what? All right. But I'll answer it. I'll answer it according to this. Go to I think it's Timothy's. Titus 3. Right. That's on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. Where we at?
Titus chapter.
Go to Titus. Yeah, somewhere over here.
Oh yeah, Titus chapter 2 and verse 3.
So, what was the question again?
How should a woman teach according to the scriptures?
Go ahead, read that.
Titus chapter 2, verse 3.
Go ahead.
The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness,
Uh-huh.
not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things,
Uh-huh.
that they may teach the young women,
That they may what?
teach the young women
Uh-huh.
to be sober,
Uh-huh.
to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet.
Right. So this is what they're teaching. They're teaching the young sisters to be the example. But this is a characteristics that they have to embody.
Fine.
They're going to teach the young sisters. Now, if you're asking, are they going to be teachers like the men? I'm guessing you already know that's not the case. That is not going to be the case. There's a different office that the woman has as opposed to the man. All right? The men is going to deal with the congregation. It's not like churches. Remember, we got to go back to Timothy's real quick.
2 and 12.
Yeah, go to Timothy's 2 and 12, and then we'll jump back. 1 Timothy's 2 and 12?
Time.
Go ahead.
1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
But I suffer not a woman to teach,
Uh-huh.
nor to usurp authority over the man.
So the beautiful thing is we got two different things going on here. In Titus, Paul is reminding us that a woman does teach.
Come.
But who does she teach?
The children.
The
young
children,
women.
the youngest sisters, she teaches them.
Come.
Here is showing us that no, she's not supposed to usurp authority over a men. And the men in the leadership and you know how they guide congregations. A woman that's not her office. Yep. She has a different role that is supposed to be there. So yeah, she does teach, but Titus is showing us who she teaches.
Yeah, like Joyce Myers.
Yeah.
The mogul, like how she has that whole congregation. That's off.
That's off. Yeah.
You know, you can go into the back and teach, have women's class, women's devotion.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Come.
Having women's class, women with sisters. I see some Hebrew sisters online. Mm-hmm. They teaching the sisters. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what they're supposed to be doing, you know. But they gotta embody that in themselves first. Go back to Titus. That's what the point was. That this woman is embodying the things that they are going to teach. It's no different than the man. You got to be the example. You got to be blameless. You got to be able to. All these things got to be in you before you open up your mouth and teach them. It's nothing different, right? So finish that, Timothy. Titus.
Titus chapter 2, verse 5. To be discreet, chaste, keepers at home.
Right. So this is what the women are teaching, but they have to be that. They have to be discreet. They can't be loud, boisterous. They can't be unseasoned and don't have timing. They can't be overboard. They got to know when they got to be mature enough to know it's a time for all things. When to speak, when to challenge.
Discretion.
Well, yeah, discretion. Go ahead.
Good, obedient to their own husbands.
Right. They got to be good and obedient to their own husbands. So this is what the younger sisters are going to see. They're going to follow the example of the older sisters to say, wait a minute, this sister's obedient to her husband. This is the example we're supposed to be. This is what she's teaching. Go ahead.
That the word of God be not blasphemed.
Right, because if you're a hypocrite, then people can say, oh, you don't even believe. Then you're blaspheming. Your bad example. Go ahead.
Verse 6.
Young
men likewise.
Okay, so we get that. So, yeah, that's it. You know, the women is supposed to be teaching, keepers at home, guiding the house, dealing with the young sisters, you know, being that example that the Most High said they were supposed to be. As you go to the Timothy's, that doesn't correlate to them ruling their husband and telling them their husband. That's a whole. You don't supposed to be teaching your husband. Now, does that mean that a woman can't? The sister comes into the truth, and her husband's still on the world stuff. She gets the knowledge first. Could she share it with her husband? Yes. The word in Timothy said usurp authority. That means that now you start fighting for control. So don't get it twisted. It doesn't mean a woman can't tell and help. But nowadays, you got to be really careful with that. Because they think nowadays, because they got a little knowledge, that they can usurp authority with that knowledge. And that's what women got to worry about. When you come into the truth first and trying to give it to somebody, or especially give it to your husband, you be overdoing it. You be trying to usurp authority. Oh, this nigga, he ain't gonna get right. It's like, wait a minute, you're out of order. It don't work like that. You can't be out of order and then try to get somebody else in order, or show him why to follow. You're gonna show him to follow through humility, patience, love, kindness, and sharing the word. Hey, baby, look at this class. Check this out. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm about. So that's what that's how the woman will teach. I mean, in a basic synopsis, instead of going over another 2 hours of class. All right.
Okay.
All right. What else?
Another one on Facebook.
Another one on Facebook.
Did Christ have his own commandments? I noticed in the scriptures, YAHAWASHI said, "Keep my commandments."
Yes, he did say, keep my commandments. But where did those commandments come from? Y'all should be getting the scriptures. Come on.
You got St. John 6:38.
All those verses supposed to be popping in your head. That is a misconception with Christianity, that he somehow was speaking on a different plane than the Most High. That's bonkers. That's BS. When he said, follow my commandments, what was he saying? Come on, where we at? What we got? What you got?
John chapter 6, verse 38.
Read that.
For I came down from heaven, not to do mine own will,
There you go.
but the will of him that sent me.
Read it again. Where are we at?
John chapter 6, verse 38.
Read.
For I came down from heaven, not to do mine own will, but the will of him that sent me.
Not to do my own will. So the problem is, once again, and I'm not saying the person that's asking this is, I'm not saying that you are saying this. What I'm saying is that misconception comes through Christianity, because they're not going back to the Bible. Christ didn't have nothing different or separate than what the Most High wanted. So he came to do the will of the Most High, right? Those commandments he got were from the Most High, just like Moses, just like Aaron, just like Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel. They was given commandments of the Most High, and they were to perform that, right? Which were the laws, which was righteousness. So Yahawashi didn't have separate commandments. His commandments were the Most High's commandments. Read it one more time. Where are we at?
John chapter 6, verse 38.
Right, John. We're at John 6:38, y'all.
For I came down from heaven, not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me.
Right. Right. Is that it?
Hold on, verse 39.
Go ahead.
And this is the Father's will.
This is whose will?
This is the Father's will.
Well, my own commandment.
The Father's will.
No, this is the Father's will. Y'all get that? Let's hit her right to the point.
St. John 5:30.
That's a hitter right to the point, right to the guts. That was St. John what?
6 and 38.
6 and 38. Good scripture, Ak.
St. John chapter 5 and verse 30.
St. John chapter 5, verse 30.
All right, hold on. Slow it down a little bit. We start pulling these guns and they start flying out like ninja stars. And ain't nobody even there yet. I think you put in the scriptures online also. So, yeah, they got to type fast. All right, so where are we at?
John chapter 5, verse 30.
Go ahead and read that.
I can of my own self do nothing.
Ooh, you wanna get read it again.
I can of mine own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge.
Right, and this is where?
St. John chapter 5, verse 30.
Right, go ahead.
I can of my own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge.
Right.
And my judgment is just. Because I seek not mine own will.
But go ahead.
But the will of the Father.
Ooh, y'all want to get crazy with it. Exactly. So straight to the point. Like, remember, when he said his commandments I give you, his commandments were for the Father, from the Father. All right, where's the last one? I came not to do my own will.
John chapter 12, verse 49.
That's one?
Yeah.
John 12:49. Let's go there.
Yeah, John 40. That's right.
I came not to do my own will. With the will of him.
No, you want the one with the commandment.
I got one. I got another one.
Okay, that's fine. Go there. John what?
12 and 49.
John chapter 12, verse 49. For I have not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me, he gave me a commandment, what I should say
Ooh.
and what I should speak.
Ugh.
Verse 50.
John, what?
12 and 49.
Oh, that's straight to the point, right?
Yes, sir.
Read it again, one more time.
John chapter 12, verse 49. For I have not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me. He gave me a commandment, what I should say and what I should speak.
Ooh. Bruh, you just dropped a nuke. Yeah, I mean, if that ain't straight to the point, what is, right?
John 14 and 10. Is that what you just quoted?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So y'all got that, right? Hopefully that helped you out, brother. Is that a brother on there?
Yeah, brother.
Hopefully that helps out. All right. What else we got?
That's all that I
That's it? Good questions, man. Good questions. Anything else? Any more on YouTube? Well, while we wait, remember, y'all brothers know tomorrow Houston is taking back the Sabbath. So they're gonna be doing Sabbath class from H-Town. All right, we switch back our days of classes during this pandemic. You know, we're trying to still make sure we get class out and everything. Do what we gotta do, man. All right. So if there's no more questions, remember, listen, we just put out a 5 minutes of wisdom. Please try to get that out there. All right. Shoot that to your family, friends, or whoever's new, and you wanna spark their mind. Go ahead and check that out. All right. Give y'all a few seconds, see if y'all got anything. No other questions? Oops.
Let me add a card.
Con. That's what every con. You got a question? Oh, okay. All right. So if nobody else got any other questions, we're gonna go ahead and conclude class. Let's see here.
It was one I pulled yesterday.
Yeah. So if that's it, let's salute them. Everybody.
Oh, come on. Somebody.
Well, you got something? Yeah, that's a lot. I know. You can do that all day. That's it? Nothing? All right. Shabbat shalom to everybody online. Remember tomorrow morning, Shabbat class on the other channel. All right. Everybody say shalom, y'all.
Shalom.
We'll see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, that.
Rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. My rock.
716.
The Most High is my rock. In the name of Messiah, the Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. My rock.
You gotta
The
find
Most
out.
High is my rock. Yeah.
Shalom.
The Most High is my rock. I got my Bible on top. The Most High is my rock. No time for cupcake and the cutlet. Hit the streets and start cutting. The Israelites are bubbling. The Israelites are coming. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You can keep the stuffing. It's pagan. It's Dane. It's vain. It's nothing. The European Union about to hit the button. And I feel sorry for you if you think the Lord is bluffing. That's why I hit the booth and I tell the truth. Are you fishing with the truth? Homie, where's your